To me, I think it's the best art form because it's free for the people. You know, it hasn't got any regulations. Or the thing with like canvases and stuff, it's people will only see the canvas if they go to an exhibition, or they will only see it if there's a postcard made of it.
You know, I like the fact that you go down a Hall of Fame, you can take a piss on one of my bits of artwork and there's no one going to tell you not to. Like.
The average person won't see proper graffiti. Years ago you'd see full colour pieces on platforms and stuff, and you'd see full colour pieces running on the line. But they buff everything so quickly now that you can only really get photographs of your stuff.
You know that it's got a shelf life. You know that this piece is only going to be there for like a day or a week or 2 weeks or something, and someone else is going to paint over it. I like that whole thing, that whole sort of mentality behind graffiti, that it's like, it's just there. You know, like we're just here for a little bit. Like, each one of my pieces is just here for a little bit. Like, none of it's going to be here when I'm gone. Like, it dies with me. You know what I mean? So my graffiti has a life just like I do.
Once you're a graffiti writer, you know, there's an attitude where you can just link with people all over the world and stuff, you know what I mean? It's not like, you know, so when I went to America, I met this guy Phil for the first time, and I didn't have a place to stay. He was like, yeah, come and stay in my house, because it was that kind of graffiti attitude where you're like, yeah, you've got a relationship already because of your subculture. It was like a really positive thing, you know what I mean, in an area full of like negative things and different stuff going on. You might have had people that were like selling drugs, you know what I mean, or just get into trouble, and kids that did nothing with their lives and just bun, you know what I mean. But you always had an escape back to your graffiti. You didn't have to stay trapped with this group of people, so it's quite a personal thing for me, you know what I mean. It was like, it was my kind of, yeah, my special little thing.
Growing up in my estate in Kilburn, I hung around with some absolute nutcases, stupidly cut with stupid people just to think, yeah, I'm a bird man, like, yeah, I'm rough, I can handle this, I can handle that, and I couldn't really. And I was going through these things and I was like, fucking hell, man, didn't smile for years.
It's a pleasurable thing, man. Like, pleasure, it's about being happy. I think it's a happiness thing, a release thing, a relief from stress thing, a relief from living in a big city like this, man. The city's mad. If you can do something that takes your mind away from living in the city, if it's a good thing, if it's not harming nobody, then it's a good thing.
Graffiti brought me to art school. I wasn't into art before I started doing graffiti, so I did GCSE art, and then did A-level art, and then did foundation, you know what I mean? But graffiti is the thing that, you know, has got me into work with young people, so it really has made my life. So when people say vandalism is this, is that, they're talking shit.
I got into graph, started doing it, and everything was positive, no matter what, yeah. If I wanted to go and paint that yard, I could climb in the yard and paint it, paint the train, climb out and go home. And if I can do that, there's a lot more I can do, do you know what I mean? No matter it be graph, looking after my son, like finding a girlfriend, you know what I mean? Earning money. If it just basically shows you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, graph makes you think outside the box, man. It gives you like a different perspective on life. It makes you think, you know what, if I really want to do that, I can do that, man. You know what I mean? If someone tells you you can't do this or it's not possible, that's not necessarily true, man. But it's like you need an incentive in your life or something to show you that not everything is as it, like they say, not everything is as it seems, man.
Graffiti is like, it's a confidence line, you know what I mean? It's a path you take, like, to get confidence. For me, that's what it's done, like, and it showed me that things are possible, like. I mean, I don't know how much of it, if I lived in London for the time I did, up to 2000, and wasn't a grapher, then moved to Brighton and then find out I'm going to be a dad, like, I don't think, there would have been nothing there for me to handle it with, do you know what I mean? It would have been just like, well, I've been at my mum's all this time, I don't really know anything, like, I'm a bit lost. But because I was a grapher for that time, like, and I was doing well, I think, it gave me this confidence, like, oh yeah, all right, I've got a kid, I mean, well, I've done this, you know what I mean, I've done that, I must be able to do this. And that's what I think it is, that's how I see it, and that's how I'll push it to other people for that. If I see a lost person, I'm going to tell them, fucking graph.
Have you ever spent time in the train ya. The fence cut, blood pumping through your veins fast. Creating art that won't last. My face shrouded by a mask as I smell that paint blast. Cause I lean ain't for weak cars. It's for cats who use markers to leave tags deep in these cars. I check streets for the beast in police cars. Out to catch me while you sleep under these stars. I hot step on sleepers to avoid rocks to make noise so I don't alert chief guards. Sneaking through the vines and creepers. Just hands from the brick walls and paint on my sneakers. My bag rattles like a sack of snakes. Feeling bait, the sun rising, the sky makes you up the pace. They gotta flicker your face to catch chase, and the cops will lock you up till the end of your case. You switch names and back down lines again. My pen's 19 mil plus one for the band of men. They can't see half the